when I saw Clockwork Orange, see, I heard about it because it was in 1971, and I remember the older kids were talking about this movie that wasn't allowed.
Yeah.
It was banned for a little bit, and they were talking about it. I never understood it. And then I got really stoned with a buddy when I was about 16.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy, he was like 28 at the time. And he's explaining the movie to me.
Yeah.
And the way he's explaining it to me, it's one of those things where you've got to see this, man. And I'm just this little kid, and he's explaining the movie. So I remember going to, remember when you go to the store,
the video store.
The video was a Blockbuster or whatever.
Right.
Back then it was like Bernie's Videos. They had the little room in the back where you could grab the other movies.
Yeah.
But you were small, and they'd always yell at you, "Can you get out of there, you little perv?" And you were like, just whatever. Mm-hmm. So I remember they had stickers. They had Betta or VHS. Right. I had Betta. So you know where my life went. I'm going to pick Betta.
Yeah, well, that seemed to be the way to go at the time.
So I grabbed I took it home, and I watched it, and it was so... I had to watch it again. I watched it like 3 times.
Yeah.
Because I just thought... and it wasn't the violence or anything like that. It wasn't that. It was just the way... It was so different, so weird, so ultra-violence.
The story is interesting for sure, but it's just a piece of art, really.
Oh, it is. It is. If you ever get a chance, watch that movie. Fantastic. That and Animal House.
Yeah, a little different, but yeah.
And also The Best of Seika, 1977.
Right. Seika. Tall, Swedish.
Now she looks like a football player, but back then...
I think she looks probably more like a football.
She's put on a bit of poundage. I saw an interview of her, and it's hard to masturbate now looking at her, just going,
Well, that's the beauty of porn on film, is it doesn't matter. It's you go and you look at it, and you try not to think about how they look now.
No, because if you do, you won't. Nothing will happen.
No.
Like you'll walk away all upset.
Amazing.
What have you been watching?
You know what I like is I can't wait. Game of Thrones is coming up.
I don't get that show. What's the show about?
It's kind of a fantasy medieval kind of a thing. There's not too much fantasy involved. I mean, the most supernatural thing obviously is the dragons.
Dragons?
Yeah. They took a while for the dragons to get involved. I think so that I think it was on purpose so that people.
What is it, like Dungeons and Dragons kind of thing?
It's a lot of plots and murders, and it's almost like Shakespearean. Everybody's plotting against everybody else.
Right.
Everybody wants to take over
the
whole
Godfather
kingdom. Kinda, yeah. I mean, everybody wants the top spot, and there's a bunch of other kingdoms, and there's the one main kingdom that everybody's after, and it's people with money that you hate. It's but you kind of like them. You learn to like the characters that you're sort of meant to hate as well.
Right.
I think that's the sign of a good show, is when you can sort of sympathize with the real jackasses in the show. Apart from the one guy, Joffrey, I'm not going to spoil anything for you. He's a piece of shit, obviously. And if you're not going to watch it, well, you know what? Spoiler alert, cover your ears. But Joffrey, when you see him die, it's just awesome.
Oh, I'm going to watch it just for that now.
Well, if you like...
I love watching when people get... Well...
It was poisoning,
when they're bad people.
Yeah. It was poisoning. It was painful and dragged out. There's lots of violence. You get to see boobies.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, you do.
Why didn't you tell me this? I would have seen this shit.
I'll record it from now on.
Okay. But I'm watching it now.
Yeah,
I had no idea.
The dragon queen is fantastic. Just to look at and
is she topless in it?
She is.
Oh, this sucks. Why no one has told me this?
Well,
I thought this is on regular TV.
Yeah, well, what is it? It's cable, right? FX or whatever. Or yeah, I think is it FX?
And they show tittage?
Yeah, it's great. But I mean, they also show wiener.
Oh, I don't want to see that.
No, it's nothing obvious.
Right.
But, I mean, you take the good with the bad.
But hold on, this is on regular TV?
I think it's a cable show. I don't think it's on any of the networks or anything.
Oh, okay.
The big ones, like the big 3 or 4 or whatever they are. But it is good. It's interesting. There's lots of violence, lots of revenge. lots of surprises. I think that's the thing about that show that surprises most people is that the people get killed that there's no way you think they're going to get killed.
Right.
People that you really they introduce them right at the beginning of the show. You think, okay, this guy's the hero of the show, or this girl's the hero of the show, or whatever.
Right.
And this George R. Martin guy, he kills them off. He doesn't care. He doesn't give a shit. Which I think is really cool because it's the last thing it is predictable.
Right.
If you get a chance, check it out. It's
but
cool.
yeah, it was like for me, I remember when The Sopranos came out, and it was so unpredictable, like who was going to get killed. Then you start liking somebody, and then they get killed, and they just, it's just weird.
It is weird, but it's.
But it's real. To me, it was like hey, that's life.
Yeah, more real that way.
Oh, I like that.
And what I liked about Sopranos too was it wasn't just about mob stuff; it was about family stuff and all that stuff too. So it was like a family drama, except once in a while, Dad would go out and kill somebody.
Yeah, that's what I liked. I liked that part.
I think the Cosbys could have used a little bit of that.